afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Centennial Lecture Series, UP View from Inside, on As Imagined, As Lived, Sense for Language, Sense of Country. Today also marks the 5th lecture in the year-long Centennial Lecture Series that features renowned international and local personalities in the academe, government, and industry. We would like to repeat that all lectures will be beamed live in the following UP campuses: UP Diliman, UP Manila, UP Los Baños, UP Visayas in Milgao, Cebu and Tacloban, UP Mindanao, UP Baguio, and the UP Open University, and webcast through the internet for wider coverage. Since we are on webcast, our audience from anywhere in the world may send in their questions via Skype. Everyone, please rise for the Philippine National Anthem. You may now take your seats.
Today, we hold another important event to celebrate UP Centennial. I think most of you are aware that we have lined up a series of events to mark this important milestone in the life of UP. We are organizing celebration activities, fundraising activities, and activities to promote or project UP to the outside world. But the centerpiece of UP Centennial celebration is actually the UP Centennial Lecture Series. After all, UP is an academic institution, and because it is, a good part of commemorating its birthday is to get scholars, experts, and distinguished individuals to share with us their thoughts on UP or their views on burning issues of the day. 4 categories make up the lecture series. One set of lectures will be delivered by insiders. They will present to us their views on UP, its successes and achievements, its faults and shortcomings. From them, we will get the view from inside. Another set will be delivered by those who are not part of our community, but who we believe take an interest in our university. They will share with us their insights on our vision, our mission, as they are perceived by the larger community. From them, we will get the view from outside. The third set of lectures will be by experts, both from UP and from other institutions, who will talk about national and global issues such as global warming, poverty alleviation, indigenous peoples, state of Philippine education, status of women, peace and conflict resolution, etc. And finally, for the 4th category, we will feature distinguished individuals who, through their life work, have attained great distinction in their respective fields. As an institution tasked not just with producing new knowledge and disseminating existing knowledge, but also with the shaping of the minds of a future generation of leaders, we felt it was important for us to have this lecture series and provide our faculty and students with the opportunity to listen to what our scholars, experts, and invited guests have to say. Today, we present to you one of our very own to guide us through a process of self-assessment, to give us a view from inside. I wish to thank our speaker for sharing this day with us. And to all of you who are here, we are grateful for your presence here today.
When Albert Einstein said, "I am convinced that God does not play dice," he must have been referring to Gemino H Abad. For our speaker today isn't here by mere chance. He is, after all, the son of professors of Spanish in UP. Moreover, his father, Antonio M. Abad, is the noted novelist, playwright, and essayist in Spanish and Sugbawanon. This genetic combination must be what courses through Jimmy's veins, as he has made it his life's work to unravel and to revel in the mysteries of language. With a BA in English degree, magna cum laude from UP, Jimmy pursued the study of language and writing and earned an MA with honors and a PhD in English from the University of Chicago. With 6 books to attest his scholarship and creative energy, Jimmy then published his definitive 3-volume anthology of Filipino poetry written in English from 1905 to the 1990s. In this anthology series and in several critical essays, Jimmy defined how Filipino writers in English have made their own, in quotes, native clearing in the jungles of language. Making this native clearing, according to Jimmy, has been a constant struggle for writers in all languages, not just Filipinos writing in English, for they always have to reinvent how language creates meanings. Jimmy himself is no stranger to this struggle, as he forged a trail of more than 30 books of essays, poetry, fiction, textbooks, and anthologies. And as if these were not enough, Jimmy also embraced the challenge of administrative work, serving as Secretary of the University and the Board of Regents, as Vice President for Academic Affairs, and as Director of Likaan, the UP Creative Writing Center. In fact, he received the Chancellor's Award as Best Office Administrator for his management of Likaan. He is also a literary ambassador of sorts, having been a fellow in various international writers' workshops and festivals, and serving as a visiting or exchange professor in several universities abroad. In all this, Gemino H. Abad makes his own native clearing, forging with words and action a world constrained only by the limits of his imagination. For as he says, the inexpressible is the limit for language, which it constantly seeks to transcend in ceaseless reinvention. Everyone, please join me in welcoming University Professor Emeritus Gemino H. Abad.
Thank you, Marcy. UP President, Merlinda Roman, Honorable Regents, colleagues, friends of the University, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. The University's Centennial Year 2008 is significantly the International Year of Languages. All life, it seems to me, begins with sound, from bird calls to human speech. At the root of all human civilization and culture is language, the finest human technology. at the root of all national literatures is great writing. At the root of all great writing is the sense for language. And at the heart of the sense for language is the sense for order and harmony. I begin with a simple reflection. The infinitives to read, to think, to write, strictly in that order, comprise at the most basic level the life of the university. All infinitives, as to suggest the unlimited and the indefinite, an infinity of possibilities, for truly the future of humanity rests on that order of the mind. To read, to think, to write. We speak of people who are most committed to the university as the faculty. All that the Latin word facultas denotes is ability, means. What ability? But to read and think and write. And by that means, we teach, we prod, and nurture our youth, those entrusted to us. Today, I find that the number of our students, I certainly hope not a very great number, find reading an irksome discipline, for they are much distracted. It isn't for lack of intelligence that they track the written word with difficulty, other than the high-tech distraction that afflicts them, and apart from the discombobulating jargon of some scholars. They have, I believe, a diminished sense for language. Sven Burkertz, in his essay, Reading, Then Writing, the Arithmetic, observes, we are rapidly and remorselessly leaving behind the age of the book and entering upon something that we might call the media age. A profound shift, cultural, has occurred. The shift from print as a cognitive base to one shaped by a range of electronic media. A massive collective rewiring is underway. A dismal consequence of this shift, this underrating of the written word, is shown in Burkert's portrait of his students in the writing course at Harvard. Something has changed in their cognitive makeup, he says. Their fundamental relation to the world and to history. They show a whole new set of aptitudes and responses, an altered